In this video, you'll see how to add and subtract fractions with variables. And the variables can be in the numerator or denominator. We'll see a few samples of those. But the process is going to be the same. We are going to rewrite each fraction with the LCD, and then add and subtract numerators and whole numbers, and then we'll reduce and rename if it's necessary. So let's take a look at this first sample. 16y over 33 plus 5 over 6. I want to find the least common multiple of 6 and 33. So I can use my ladder method to help me do that. 3 goes into both of these. 3 goes into 6 twice, and it goes into 33 11 times. And then remember, I can just multiply all of these numbers that are left. The reason I can multiply here is because there's nothing that goes into 2 and 11 except for 1. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then 6 times 11 is 66. So my LCM is going to be 66. Now, to get from 33 to 66, I multiply by 2. So I want to take 16y times 2, and I get 32y. And then 6 times 11 is 66. So 5 times 11 is 55. Now, when I look here, I want to add the numerators next. Well, 32y plus 55, these are unlike terms. So it's just an expression in my numerator as the answer, 32y plus 55. And all of that's going to go over the same denominator, 66. And that is going to be my answer. In this next example, where I have a variable in the denominator, I still want to go through the same process. I want to find the LCM. So the least common multiple of 5n and 7. Well, if I look at 5 and 7, the least common multiple is 35, if I just look at the coefficients. And then I want to find the least common multiple of the variables. Well, the smallest thing that n will go into is n. So 35n is my least common multiple. So how do I go from 5n to 35n? I have to multiply by 7. So I have to also multiply 3 times 7. I get 21. Now how do I go from 7 to 35n? Well, if I take 7 times 5n, that's what's equal to 35n. So that means I also have to multiply this numerator 8 times 5n. And 8 times 5n is 40n. So my numerator here is going to be 40 over n, or 40n. Now I just want to add up those numerators, 21 plus 48n. Again, these are unlike terms, so I just take 21 plus 40n. That's going to be all over 35n. And that is my answer for that problem. All right, here are some for you to practice on your own. In the first one, I want to find the least common multiple of 8 and 10. And the least common multiple is going to be 40. Okay, so 8 times 5 is 40. So 5w times 5 is 25w. Remember, this is a negative fraction here. Then I was adding a negative fraction, so I just rewrote it as subtraction. 10 times 4 is 40, so w times 4 is 4w. I want to simplify this. Negative 25w minus 4w, that's equal to negative 29w over 40. And that's my answer. And number 2, the least common multiple of 8 and 11 is going to be 88. I'm subtracting a negative, so I'm going to rewrite it as addition. Okay, 8 times 11 is 88, so y times 11 is just 11y. 11 times 8 is 88. 7 times 8 is 56. So my answer for number 2 is going to be 11y plus 56, that expression, over 88. And finally here, I want to find the least common multiple of 11 and 2m. What do 11 and 2m both go into? Well, they'll both go into, 11 and 2 both go into 22. And then I got to take my variable here because 2m has to divide into this. So 2m will go into 22m. Okay, so then this is a negative. 11 times 2m is 22m. So I have to multiply 4 times 2m. and I'll get 8m. And then 2m times 11 is 22m, so I have to multiply 9 times 11, and I'll get 99. Add up my numerators, and negative 8m plus 99, all of that over 22m. That is my answer to this final problem. And that's how we add and subtract fractions with variables in them.